So we're going to go back into the Cobra in a minute. We're going to have a chat with your unconscious. Just put a, what do you call it, a cherry on top of your sundae, and then we'll be done for today. So all I want you to do is just get your left hand and arm like it was last week. Make sure it's resting on something sturdy, that I can see your fingers. I can see, like you can see my left hand, you can see, I can see your left hand. That's beautiful. Now just have your fingers facing towards the screen. Beautiful. And now, Scotty, once you do that, yeah, that's beautiful. In a minute, I'm just going to ignore you respectfully as I did last week, and then I'll check in with you from time to time. But I'm just going to speak to your hand. If I need to speak with you, I'll just say, Scotty. It'll be a bit louder. You'll know I'm directly speaking to you consciously, and you'll be able to answer. Other than that, I'm going to be referring to your hand as your unconscious, subconscious, super mind. Cool?
Absolutely.
Excellent. And like last week, you can watch if you want. You can close your eyes. You can take your head away if you want. However you want to do it, it's fine. I'm speaking to you now, Scotty, super powerful unconscious mind, the primal mind, the part that breathes the lungs, that beats the heart, that controls all of his memories, all of his emotions. That's right. And I want to thank you for the good work you've done over the last week. And I want to check in with you and open up that line of communication between you and I and Scotty here today, as we did last week. So all I'd like for you to do is just come online now, take possession of that left hand, fingers, the skeletal system. That's right. Now, thank you. And what I'd like you to do now is start to twist, turn, pivot, rotate that hand all the way to the fingers are facing Scotty's face. And you can do that now by taking control of more of the muscles, more of the tendons, more of the ligaments, and start to twist, turn, pivot, rotate in jerky movement. That hand, that wrist, those fingers all the way around Scotty's face now in a way that feels right for you. Very good. Thank you. And now, just as you did last week, I'd like for you to make Scotty smile and give him a wave, a little wave. It might be the whole hand or a finger or a thumb, but give him a little wave just to say hi to him right now in a way that feels right for you. Thank you. And now just take that hand back to the start. So the fingers are facing me, still in the Cobra position, facing the computer. So untwist, unwind, unpivot, unrotate that hand so it's facing me in the start position, please. Beautiful. Scott, are you all right if we continue?
Absolutely.
Did you, it's a bit faster this week, eh?
Yeah, it's jerky.
And yeah, absolutely. And technically it will be jerky because if it's smooth, it'd be a conscious movement. And I just want to double make sure with you, you're not playing along with any of that to make me happy in any way.
Not at all. My index finger wanted to lift right up right from the start.
And that's what will happen sometimes is you will know, you'll feel the feeling before it will move sometimes. So you're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. Nothing. Are you okay if we continue?
Yep.
Beautiful. Scotty's super powerful unconscious mind. I want to thank you for communicating here again this week. I want to thank you for some of the changes you put into place for last week. I just want to make sure that you can communicate with me and I can understand you. So if I ask you a question and the answer is yes, how would you show me the answer is yes? What finger would you move? How would you twist the wrist or rotate? How would you answer yes to me? A raising of the index finger. Thank you so much. And if I were to ask you a question and the answer was no, how would you show me no? What other little finger? Thank you. That is beautiful. And you can relax those fingers to the normal relaxed position now. Thank you. So the question I have for you now, Scotty's super powerful unconscious mind, is what part of I promise to not let Scotty drink anymore do you not understand? So you made a promise to me last week, but more importantly, you made a promise to Scotty. And I asked you not to promise me anything to make me happy, and not to promise anything to just make Scotty happy, that you have no intention of following through. I asked you only to make a promise if you absolutely agreed for the greater good to do it. And you haven't done that. So what part of I promise to switch this problem off do you not understand? You promised me and you promised Scotty to switch this off. We're on a ship, you and I. This is not a cruise ship. You, me and Scotty, we're on a ship. It's not a cruise ship. And we don't take any stowaways on this ship. It's not a ship. It's not a normal ship. It's not a cruise ship. It's a battleship because we're going into battle. So, do you now understand to not promise anything unless you absolutely agree to follow through on it? Yes or no? Thank you. And again, I want to make it abundantly clear. Don't tell me things because you want to make me feel happy and be a people pleaser. Only agree to things that you absolutely 100% promise that you're actually going to take action on. Do you absolutely promise to allow Scotty to go for the next week without drinking? Yes or no? Thank you so very, very much. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate us working together and keeping open this line of dialogue. If there is any other remaining issues in negative emotions, limiting decisions, beliefs, patterns, if there's anything that I have not asked you to cover, to delete, to quarantine, to get rid of, to allow Scotty to go forward, completely drink-free, happy, healthy, and loving himself, please go ahead and do that work now. Even if I have not asked you to do specific work, there's anything that you need to fix, heal, grow inside Scotty. There's anything you need to remove, go ahead, do that now. Take all the time you need. And when it's done, just give me the yes signal. Very good, very, very good. And I really, again, I do continue on to thank you for all the great work that you are doing here, that you're doing, Scotty, that you are doing with me. That's right. Very good. So now I just want you to take a few moments, a deep breath, to allow any changes that need to happen, consciously or unconsciously, to go down properly, permanently, all the time now. That's right. An interesting thing is this. Oftentimes, people walk around life with some extra anxiety, worry, guilt, shame, or remorse, whether that be from the past, the present, or the future. And what I want you to do is this. I want you to imagine now that any remaining anxiety that you have inside your body for this or anything else, imagine now that it's leaving your body like smoke, leaving a fire, spiraling from a small campfire, getting higher and higher into the air, past the ceiling, past the sky, past the sun, right to the edges of the universe, where it simply gets burned up completely. That's right. If you have any remaining worry, allow that now to come out like smoke coming from a campfire, past the ceiling, past the sky, past the sun, past the stars, all the way to the edges of the universe where it's burned up completely now. And the funny thing is, every person who's ever lived, and certainly anyone that I've spoken to have been honest, they carry around some guilt or shame. Now, sometimes it might be appropriate, but oftentimes people carry around a bunch of shame and guilt that's not appropriate, that they don't need at all and does them no good. It feels real, but it's not real, and there's no reason for them to feel this. But we put our hands up if we do something where we do that's wrong, we ever wrong someone, we put our hands up and say, I'm sorry. But sometimes we still have guilt and shame for no real reason at all, but we harbor it. So now I simply want to allow any guilt, any shame, any remorse for you, other people, whether it's real or unreal, consciously or unconsciously, allow that to leave your body now, like smoke leaving a fire, past the roof, up into the sky, past the stars, past the sun, all the way to the edges of the universe, where it's burned up completely. That's right. And if there's any other remaining negative emotions, limiting beliefs, patterns, behaviors that are no longer serve Scotty, that are no longer useful to Scotty, what I want you to do now is allow them now to all come together as one, like smoke from your fire, spiraling up, spiraling all the way up, leaving your roof, leaving the moon, leaving the sky, the sun, whatever time of day it is, where it's absorbed by the universe, completely eaten up. Taking all that negativity with it now. Take all the time you need to do that now. One big chunk of smoke leaving your body and mind. And when it's taken with it, every last limitation that's holding you back from being totally clean, and take all the time you need to do that now. When that's done, just give me the signal with the yes finger. Very good. Very, very good. And now what I want you to do is I want you to build a bulletproof bubble around you that's totally impenetrable, totally bulletproof, ensuring that none of those negative emotions, those limiting patterns, those limiting beliefs, those old things you used to do, none of them can get to you now because they're all outside of the bubble. What's inside the bubble is all these beautiful resources, love, energy, fulfillment, resilience inside the bubble, keeping you safe, keeping you protected. And none of that other stuff is inside. It's now outside. The bad stuff is now outside and can't get back in. And it can't bother you the way it once did. The anxiety, the addiction, the drinking, it's outside. And indeed, if there was anything that used to bother you, it might even seem like the most interesting thing in the world now, but it just can't come into your bubble. It can't penetrate. The bubble just pushes those things further and further away, so they're no longer going to hurt you or make you suffer. All the good stuff is inside the bubble. All the bad stuff is outside the bubble. It gets further and further away as you're protected from triggers. You're protected in your daily life. You're protected wherever you go, whether that be when you go to sleep at night, whether that be when you're with your dad, whether that be when you're getting interesting emails from clients that want their work done yesterday. None of it bothers you. It stays outside. You just deal with what you can deal with in that moment professionally. And here's the interesting thing. What I want you to do now is I want you to remember that you've been hypnotized today, although you may not feel that you've been hypnotized today, because we haven't taken away any of your thoughts or memories. And strangely enough, sometimes you might even find a little hint of those issues coming back. But understand the problem hasn't come back. It's just echoes. It's just echoes of thoughts, of emotions, of situations that used to be. So anytime now you feel remotely that an old trigger has come back, realize you haven't regressed. Not at all. It's just an echo. And as soon as you feel that echo come in, you simply take a big deep breath in to your belly and you blow it away. You blow it away. And if you hear another echo, a thing that used to be an old trigger, you simply realize it's just an echo. It's not there anymore. You breathe into your belly. You hold it for a moment. And as you breathe out, you push it away. Let it go. It just disappears. It evaporates. And again, there may be another trigger, but you realize, no, it's an echo. It's just an echo of a way of somebody that used to be. Like an echo. When someone is in the mountains and they talk, they might hear that echo for seconds or moments later, but it's not really the voice anymore because the voice has already left their mouth. It's just an echo. It's not real anymore. It's like a parrot that's talking. You breathe in to your belly, and as you breathe out, it just disappears and goes away. So you have more space in that environment. You focus on that one ball that you're juggling in that one moment. And when you're focused on that one ball or one situation, the next ball goes up and you get that done. And then the next ball, one by one, you are in control. if you're absolutely okay with all this and you've done this work today properly, permanently, and all the time, then just give me the yes signal and let me know. That's right. In a moment, not just yet, but in a moment, your hand is going to slowly start to descend towards the table, your chair, or lap. And as it starts to slowly descend now, when those fingertips touch your lap, the table, or the side arm of the chair, it lets you know that all these new programs, the positive ones, have been installed deep in your unconscious and are running in the background, allowing you to have different experiences of feeling amazing. And all the old programs that no longer serve you have been uninstalled and deleted, deleted, deleted once and for all. Take all the time to allow that hand to wander down all by itself, knowing that when those fingers eventually touch your leg, the arm of the chair or the table, you then can open your eyes, knowing that this work is done, feeling amazing, feeling like brand new.
Feel good.
Feel good. Feel a little bit different than last time, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I do. Yeah. I feel like I've had such an eye-opening week, and you know, I'm starting to hear from other people, you know, that, you know, like I have a ton of support. I love my support. But I don't need that, like, the reassurance part. Like I'm confident that when I start my day, you know, I'm not revolving it around, you know, that, like, I'm in control of it. I have a better feeling of being in more control. And I just physically and mentally, I feel a lot clearer, like an opening, you can kind of like see a light. Yeah,
An opening, the light. Yeah,
and there's hope, and it just like, just going through my days now, when I plan my day, and I don't plan it around, you know, when am I going to have my first drink, when am I going to have my last one, when am I going to go to bed, when am I going to wake up, like that. It was just a negative cycle.
Awesome, buddy. So how are you? Yes, sorry, go ahead.
I just feel a lot lighter.
Later. Awesome, man. How are you next Thursday? Pretty much the same time, like 1 o'clock.
Yeah. If please, that'd be awesome.
So all I want you to do over the next week is do your tapping every day, even the days you don't want to do it. Listen to the orange liquid, number 2. Play around with the fingers that we talked about today. If you forget, it's really simple. Anger, sadness, and this is fear, worry, anxiety. And I sent you some videos of them on. Also the shape. If you're feeling something but you don't necessarily have a label, but you just don't like it, color, shape, which way is the energy going, pull it out wherever it is in your body, change the color, change the shape, change the trajectory of the energy, then put it back in your body. That will typically change your whole experience with it. Keep the journaling up, and then we'll rock and roll next week and see how well you're doing.
Awesome, Luke. That sounds so good, man. Thank you.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you. No problem. You're doing great, man. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
See you next week, man.
All right. Take care.
Bye.